Kick, Twitch, come on Twitch, Rumble, Gucci on Rumble. Oh, failed to create. What's going on with Facebook? Yeah. So what's up, Facebook? Facebook ain't booking. Modify. My bad, y'all. Bear with me. Okay. Failed to create encoder objects. Try that. Connecting. Boom. We on Facebook. All right. We back, y'all. We back. We back. We back. We back. We back. We back. All right. For those of y'all, thank y'all for coming back to the live stream. And for those of y'all that never left, thank you for sticking around. We just had to work through a few technical difficulties, but we back here. And like I said, this is Sugar Baby Sundays. This is a live stream dating show. Basically, the whole goal of this show is to hook you up with your significant other. Go and click that link. I'm going to put it in the chat here in a second. You click that link, it's going to bring you onto the show. Once you're on the show, I ask you a couple lightweight questions. I ain't trying to grill you. We working around here to hook people up. You know what I'm saying? We're not tearing people down around here. We building them up and we helping them get solid relationships that they can, have a long, good, healthy relationship. So with that being said, go and tap in, right? So we still got a few more topics to cover that I'll be going over. But right now I'm just putting the link to join in the chats, all right? So I'm live on YouTube right now. I'm actually doing a whole full-fledged live stream show, Big O. So make sure y'all tap in, all right? So, like I was saying, we went on a whole tangent about that chick that took her son to the nail salon. That's wild, right? That's some crazy stuff. We gonna cover how to make a good first impression. That's the next topic we're working on, right? We did flirting. What's in flirting is also making a good first impression. So, like I was saying before, when you make a first impression, you got 3 seconds. 3 seconds. You suck at people remembering you because you're terrible at this. Get people to remember you by mastering your body language. Not only mastering your body language, but learning how to make a good first impression. You got 3 seconds to make a first impression. They say 7, it's 3 now. Because we've been conditioned to move quicker we've been conditioned to move quicker in today's society, right? Even on social media, like as a content creator, you got 3 seconds to hook somebody to make them want to watch your video. It's the same in real life. So how do you do that, right? How do you make a lasting impression? Well, first off, like I said, it's about body language. It's about how you carry yourself, how you move. Do people notice you when you walk into a room? Do you get that feeling like, man, they staring at me? Or do you walk in the room and shit just keep going? How you move, I can't stress this enough, right? How you move determines how people treat you. If you open your mouth and people got to struggle to hear you, immediately wrote off. I don't want to hear nothing else you got to say. Nothing. Because if I got to struggle to hear you, that means what you saying ain't important, right? So you have to learn how to move with confidence. Like I said, in the flirting, confidence is key. You got to build your confidence. If your confidence is in the trash, first off, you got to realize your confidence is in the trash. If you're walking and people telling you to sit up straight, if you walking and then telling you to sit up straight, this is live, y'all. But if you walking and they're telling you got a hump in your back, you know what I'm saying? I get it. Life beats us down sometimes, and it'll weigh on you. That's why people slouch, because life is heavy than a motherfucker. It's weighing on them, right? But, You have to realize that, because sometimes we could be operating in low self-esteem and we don't even know we have low self-esteem. We wondering why we're attracting these type of people. We're wondering why certain situations is always happening. Like you getting looked over for promotions at work, or people, you that person that everybody call, but when it's time for you to get assistance, nobody's there for you. That's because you got to learn how to get that self-esteem up, right? When your self-esteem is low, it manifests in so many different ways, right? Especially for men, when your self-esteem is low, you're not earning as much as you could be. You're not attracting the women that you should be. You know, you just don't feel right. You know, you're tired all the time. You're sleepy. You're like, damn, I slept all day and I ain't even did nothing. You know, you got to build your confidence back up. One of the things you can do to build your confidence back up is how you move, how you carry yourself. If you're always slouching, you're always going to feel bad. When I was a kid, I used to watch Winnie the Pooh, right? Y'all, some of y'all might know where I'm going with this. Who was the person or the figure in Winnie the Pooh that had the worst self-esteem, worst confidence? Eeyore, right? Hey, Piglet. You know? That's how some of y'all operate out here in these streets and y'all don't even know it, right? So if you want to see how other people see you, just record yourself. Everybody got a phone. Everybody got a phone. Record yourself. Record how you walk. Record how you talk. Would you watch yourself? If you don't want to watch yourself, what makes you think other people want to watch you, right? You have to get confident. That's the only way. People are attracted to people with confidence, because a lot of people don't have confidence. There's a lot of people that aren't confident out here, right? So back to making the first impression, right? So you have to have confidence. Plain and simple. Because if somebody sees you and they're like, man, that person got a shitty, just everything, they don't want to deal with you. But if they see you, they're like, man, I admire his energy. I admire her stamina. Like, I admire how she just effortlessly do things. That's because that person got confidence. So part of making the first impression, right? When you meet somebody, you got those 3 seconds. And how can you make that positive, lasting impression? First off, if you want to make a good impression, smile. Plain and simple, smile. I was in sales for a really long time. I trained a lot of people. And the easiest thing you could do to make people like you, smile. It don't even matter if your smile is fucked up. Just get this, or hit them with one of them elementary school smile. You know, nah, don't do that. I'm just playing. But smile, you know what I'm saying? It makes people feel that you're more inviting, more welcoming, right? So if you can make somebody, if you can invoke somebody feeling that's going to have a positive, lasting impression on them, right? Smiling and confidence. 2 major things, right? So once you have those things, my bad, I gotta find my notes here. But that's flirting, my bad. Y'all bear with me. This is live. So the smiling, we covered that you got 3 seconds, right? That you really have to be on your game when you meet somebody for the first time, male or female. Because in them 3 seconds, they sizing you up, seeing what type of person you are, if they want to continue to deal with you. So if you like somebody and you want to continue an interaction with them, you better have a smile on your face. You better be confident, right? And you got to know how to use your non-verbal communication skills. Like I say all the time on this channel, body language is key, right? You have to learn how to use body language to benefit you. You have to learn how to read it, use it, and understand it. I know I said read it, but reading and understanding is 2 different things. So once you learn how to master your body language, like mirroring and stuff. Oh, we about to go deep now. We're going to go deep, right? So there's a thing that I used to teach all the people that I trained in sales called rapport building, right? So people think like rapport building is, oh, like what you do yesterday and how's the weather? Nah, that's not rapport building. Rapport building is talking to somebody and then y'all becoming from this to this, right? Building a relationship with somebody from an initial interaction to making them accept you. How do you do it? Through body language. So if somebody's sitting with their arms folded and you come up with your arms folded, it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation. Why? Because both of your bodies are closed off. So one of the things I used to teach when I was training salespeople, if somebody's got their arms crossed, you start with your arms crossed and then you open them up. I don't care how many times you got to do it, start doing this until you can get them to uncross their arms, because eventually they will uncross their arms, right? Now, the next thing you got to do is mirror. Mirroring is huge, right? That's a secret weapon, right? A secret weapon that people don't know. But we do it on a subconscious level and we don't even know it. When you like somebody, we try to emulate that person. Whether we know it or not, we try to emulate them. So we'll sit like them, right? If they're sitting, leg crossed, you know what I'm saying? Or like this, you'll find yourself like this. If you like that person, you don't even know that you're doing it. You don't. We do a lot of stuff subconsciously. We don't know we even do it, right? Just like when you lie, your body tell the truth. We don't know that we do it. But if you learn how to read these things, I'm telling you, man, it ain't going to be a person that you're not able to talk to. Learning how to master your body language and how to move with confidence, it's going to change your life. Not just in the dating atmosphere, but in your professional atmosphere. Because here's what, when you're confident, people are attracted to that. They trust you. Because they feel if you are able to trust yourself enough to present yourself this way in the world, then I should trust you too. Because let me tell you a secret. There's a lot of people with low self-esteem and they ain't got the confidence. So if you're able to do it and build your confidence up, you ain't gonna have no problem with attracting people and making a good first impression, right? So just to show you how important body language is, right? I want to ask y'all, what percentage do you think our words that we speak, what percentage do you think, like, okay, if somebody's telling you a story, how much of the words are you actually paying attention to, right? You're not really paying attention too much to somebody's words. You're paying attention to how their body language is. So you got 10%. 10% is words. The rest is tonality, the pitch and speed of how you speak, and then the other rest, the bigger portion, is your body language. You shrunken in when you're talking to people? Are you making yourself wide? Taking up a lot of space. When you sit down, do you sit in the middle of the bench? Or do you sit at the end, right? People that sit in the middle of the bench in a park, this is a secret. They don't want to be bothered. They want to be by themselves. But if you see somebody sitting on the bench at the end, they're open to communications. That's the thing about reading body language and understanding body language. It's so many subtle cues that people give, right? Just like women, right? I bet y'all don't even know that when y'all single, y'all tend to wear your hair differently. Y'all tend to stand differently, right? Right? So when a woman is single, A lot of times she'll stand with her feet shoulder width apart. Got to air the box out. No, I'm just playing. No, but she'll stand with her feet shoulder width apart. Her hair will be down in a lot of times, right? Long hair down the back, not up in a ponytail, not pulled tight, right? So here's a little this is the in between hairstyle when she's not really single, but she is single. Y'all know what I mean, ladies. Y'all got a dude that you not really talking to no other dudes because it's the dude you want, but y'all don't have a official term on y'all stuff, right? Y'all tend to wear the Shih Tzu hairstyle. Y'all know what I mean with the Shih Tzu hairstyle. It's part ponytail and part down. Pay attention. Y'all doing, y'all don't even know, right? And so here's another thing that ladies do. Fellas, look, when a lady like you and she get to fixing her hair, she get to fixing her clothes, you know what I'm saying? She get to doing this shit, showing her the palms of her hands, you know, the wrist, the soft parts of her skin, the neck and stuff like that. She feeling you, bro. And don't let it be a cylindrical object around. I don't have no cylindrical objects around, right? But if she had like a straw or a pen and she doing this shit with it and sliding it through her hands, bro, you in there. She really feeling you. Really fucking feeling you, right? Especially if she doing that. Because think about it. What's in the shape of a cylinder, right? Ladies, y'all don't even know that y'all be doing this. Y'all really don't. Really don't. So, and it's just like when y'all start fixing y'all hair, fixing y'all clothes, y'all don't know that y'all do it, but y'all do it. Every time you see a dude that you like, the phone come out. Why? Because you want that nigga phone number in your phone. So fellas, if you walking by and a chick, she just do one of these in front of you, bro, that's your sign, man. I'm teaching y'all, man. We trying to get these 1 in 3 dudes. That 1 in 3 dudes that ain't had no box in a year, because you doing yourself a disservice, right? I'm not saying, you know, when you go out here, you got to protect yourself. I mean, obviously, especially fellas for you, because kids is expensive. AF, man. That's your, bro, you don't know. It's tough when you're young, man. You just want to stick it in and leave it, man. It's tough, man. But you got to fight the urge, because if you get a kid out of it, let's say you 22, right? And you put one in the chick and she put you on them papers. You know what papers I'm talking about. It's FOC here. They call it FOC here because when you get that shit in the mail, you like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it stands for a friend of the court. But she put you on the papers, right? Now let's fast forward. You 22. So that means by the time you 23, you going to have you a 1-year-old. Well, no, you going to have a newborn, right? So fast forward. Let's say you athletic. You graduate college, you go to the league, right? What you think going to happen to that check? What you think going to happen to it? Because here's what's happened to it with friend of the court, right? They don't care about what you take home. They don't care about how much your rent is. They don't care about how much your payments are to whatever obligations. They see if you make $100,000, that the mama is gonna get 30,000 of it. They gonna take 30% of it. If it's your first kid, 30% gone off of what you make before taxes. Crazy, man. They gonna bend you over. So you gotta do what you gotta do to not have kids out here, man. I know it's tough, bro, but pull out. Make her a toaster strudel and not a Twinkie. You dig? These tips, man, will save you a lot of money and a lot of headache, because friend of the court, man, they get paid to collect. They get paid to collect. That's why they're so ruthless at collecting, right? So you have to look at that, man. Don't have kids, man. Like I said. And the same for you, ladies. I'm about to break down some stats to you, right? If you're a young woman from the age of 20 to 30, right? You need to be prioritizing, if you want to be married, right? If you want to be married and you're a woman between the age of 20 to 30, you need to prioritize marriage before career. Prioritize marriage before career. Because here's why, right? As a woman, you're highly valuable, especially from the ages of 20 to 30. Highly sought after from men of all ages. So you need to prioritize getting married. Well, how do you do that? First off, you shouldn't be talking to no dudes that's your age. Plain and simple. Most guys aren't marriage material until they're 35. Fellas, did you hear that? Most men are not marriage material until they're 35. It's a reason. Because it takes us a while to gain up the experience, to gain up the resources, to gain up the knowledge to have a successful relationship. That's why I tell all dudes, man, you shouldn't even be trying to get in no relationship until you at least 30, bro. Go out here, man, sow your royal oats so you can know what kind of woman you like. You know, you could be with a whole fat chick and like skinny women. Or you could be with a skinny woman and like fat chicks, but you don't know. Because you didn't take the time to go out and explore what it is that you want to learn, man. So you should be single, man. And you ain't got to be in a relationship to get boxed. Let's keep it 100. You ain't got to be in a relationship to get boxed. You ain't got to be in a relationship no, you ain't got to be in a relationship to get boxed. You ain't got to spend money to get boxed. You just have to know how to move, right? So, damn, Bigo, man, y'all be making me lose my track of mind with these on-screen fucking notifications. So, where was I? So, like I was saying, man, as a woman, you need to prioritize marriage between the ages of 20 and 30, right? Once you get into a significant relationship, I'm talking like engaged. I'm talking like plan the actual date. Not he done gave you a ring to shut you up. Nah. Y'all got it planned out, right? First off, hold on, let me rewind. Once you got it, I say push it back to when you married. Because here's the thing. If you want to be married, it's going to take you a while to find you a suitable candidate. And you have to be the best version of yourself. Ladies, you are the best version of yourself from the moment you hit 20. All the way up to, that is the best version of yourself that you're going to be. From the 30s and 40s, yeah, you're still marketable, but not as much, right? So as a woman, you should prioritize getting married before career. And then when you're married, then you can focus on the career. Because the right man is going to support you and uplift you and help you get to the goal that you want to in your career, right? So because here's what happens when you're a woman and you hit 30. You done dedicated your whole life to building your career. You're there, right? And now you feel that you want somebody that's on an equal level, right? Well, here's what happens. It's nothing wrong with that. If you make $200,000 a year, you want somebody, go ahead. Everybody want to hit the lottery. But the thing is, when you put that career first in your 20s and you get it, now you're ready to get married in your 30s and it's really urging you, your biological clock is ticking, it's tougher. It's going to be even tougher for you to find a spouse. Here's why. Remember when I said most men are marriage material till they're 35? Well, most men, when they tend to get a wife, they tend to date younger. They're going to be going after the 26, 27, 25, that age range, right? So that means now, ladies, you're competing with those women. Those women right there are your competition. You know, I talked to a chick, she said, I ain't going to compete for no man. Well, whether you know or not, you competing. You competing. TK Curtin said they got a new model coming out of college every year. A new model coming out every year, like cars. You know what I'm saying? That's your competition. So if you're 30, you done had a few failed relationships by this point, maybe some kids. You setting yourself for a real uphill battle. A real uphill battle. Versus if you take the time in your 20s when you're your best self, right? You're your top shelf self. To get the most top shelf quality candidate, you should be marketing yourself when you're the most top shelf quality candidate. And ladies, for that, that's between 22 and 30. I know I said 20, but you definitely should be really considering it after 22, because between 20 and 22, you still have a lot more maturing to go through, right? Now, fellas, right? Our turn. From the time you're in high school, right? Not 9th, 10th grade. I'm talking like 11th, 12th. You need to be learning. You need to be gaining experience with women. You need to be talking to women or girls at that age, you know? Because even if you don't like them, it's going to give you practice. It's going to help you level up, because what happens when you are experienced because you done it so much, it becomes second nature. So if you don't talk to enough women, it's second nature to the point to where when you do talk to the woman that you like, it's not going to be a big deal. So if you find it hard to communicate with women, talk to more women, right? Well, how do I do that, right? When you're paying for the stuff at the cash register and it's a woman there, say, hey, how you doing? You know, just try to make chit chat. See what works and what don't work. Do it to a woman that you have no intentions of talking to. It's gonna take the stress off of you. It's gonna take the whole thing out of you, because you like, okay, I don't care what happens. I'm just doing this for practice. But what happens is you start to get better with it. You know what I'm saying? And so by the time that you're 35, right, you done mastered how to communicate with women. You done got your finances in order. You're stable. We not stable for shit until we in our 30s. Even if you bringing in good money, you still not stable. Because I made a lot of money in my 20s, right? But all I wanted to do was party. I wasn't stable for shit. So it didn't make sense to even be considering a relationship. So dudes, you shouldn't even be thinking about no chicks. You still can get the box. You still can have chicks hanging out with you. You ain't got to be in a relationship. A lot of dudes get into to where they be like, man, I got to tell her something to keep her around. Nah, bro. She around because she like you. If a chick is spending time with you, she like you. You know? Now, you like, well, what happens if I like a chick and she put me in a friend zone? Let me tell you something. Once you're in that zone, ain't no coming back. So if you don't intend on really being this woman friend, like friend for life and no possibility of ever anything, cool, then do it. She gonna be calling you when she got a boyfriend to hang the TV. And they gonna be sitting on the couch to watch you hang the TV. I seen it with chicks that they had a whole orbiter. Oh, he out there cutting the grass. Lining, edging up her grass and everything. I'm like, buddy, like you, yeah, but that ain't gonna happen. Don't be that dude. Don't be that dude, right? That goes back to learning how to bow out. Learning how to bow out gracefully. You got to remember, it's 7 billion people on this earth, right? And for you to be chasing one nonstop that's not giving you the time of day is crazy. It's real life insane. You're wasting effort. you setting yourself up for failure. Fellas, like if you done been throwing shots at her and stuff, and she like, oh man, you like my brother. Move on. Get out of there. She ain't fucking with you, right? It's too many people out here in this earth to be wasting your time and effort on somebody that don't care that you really fucking with them like that, right? So, as a dude, you need to be working on your finances, working on your ability to communicate with women, and working on your stability. And that don't really come, you don't really hit your stride, fellas, until you about 35. Like, in your 20s, you're still trying to figure out what kind of person you are, what kind of dude you are. In your 30s, it starts to make sense. In your 30s, you starting to go through and like, oh man, everything that I learned in my 20s is starting to make sense. You're starting to make more money. You're starting to gain more experiences. You're starting to elevate, right? And then the guys, we done got everything that we need. You done ran through them. Can't nobody hold you like your girl, right? So now it's time for you to settle down and start building that family. And for guys, it ain't until we like 35. And you shouldn't do it until you ready, right? Because here's the thing, man. Like, let's say there's a chick that you like, but you ain't ready, right? You do whatever. You eventually get her. And you just sit there, now y'all just there, right? She done been your girlfriend for 10 years. Then you get tired of her. It's like, what we doing with this? What we doing? I'm about to leave you because we ain't doing nothing. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go get a ring. And then now you engaged for another 4 or 5 years. Now he done strung you along for 15 years. Because he wasn't ready. Right? Ladies, how do you stop that from happening to you? How do you stop a man from coming in your life and wasting all of your valuable years? Right? Well, first off, you should be talking to dudes that's in that zone that's ready for marriage. That's actually ready then to put the work in to make themselves a quality candidate for their spouse, right? And like I said, if you're a woman in your 20s to 30s, you should be looking for a guy in his 30s, mid 30s. You should be looking for a guy in his mid 30s. He's gonna be ready. He's gonna be done with the partying. He should be done with the partying. He should be done with his whole phase. All of that should be, because it gets old. It gets old real quick, especially nowadays, because there's so many delusional people out here. So if you are a woman in your 20s, you should be trying to talk to a guy in his mid 30s to 40s, right? That's going to be the best pairing. So I know that was kind of a tangent, and I kind of like completely forgot the topic that we were talking about. Oh yeah, making first impressions. Wow, that went way sideways, right? But first things I covered was the confidence in the 3 seconds that you got when you meet somebody. So you got 3 seconds from when you meet somebody that they are going to either write you off or explore further, right? And then I showed you how to start garnering a good first impression by introducing yourself with a smile, with positive and confident body language. And the next one is going to be authenticity, right? Because I know we want, especially if you like that person, you really want that person to be down with you. So you try a little bit harder, right? But it comes across as unauthentic. It comes across as fake. It comes across as like you doing too much. So you have to learn the balance between doing too much and just, first off, just be you, right? Now, if you have certain personality traits that makes you a little harsh around the edges, then you have to work a little bit harder, and you have to consciously know that you have these issues. So, like, you start off with a smile, you be warm and inviting, you have confident personality and body language, and you have to be authentic. Don't be fake. Just be you. Just keep it 100. Because you really want people to like you for you in the first place. If you're putting on a persona, they're not gonna like you. it's gonna be, you gonna see through it real quick, right? So you got the next thing that's called halo effect. And so that means that you can't do no wrong. If you're an attractive person, we done seen it. Pretty woman kill somebody, she get probation. Ugly person kill somebody, they put them under the jail. It happens. That's called the halo effect, right? So if you're an attractive, you can use that to your advantage. That's a feather in your cap. Feather in your cap that you use to your advantage, right? So use it. If you know you're pretty, use it. It's gonna help you make a lasting lasting first impression, right? So now, what happens to a lot of people when you're out here? There's people from everywhere, right? Everywhere around the world, and you tend to find that places with bigger populations, more crowded places, they tend to crowd in on the space. So if you're from like Asia or India, New York, like I said, New York, somewhere where it's real crowded, where they're not used to having the 3 feet rule, give that person some space. Give them 3 feet. Give them the bubble. It's a 3-foot bubble that you got to keep around, right? And that's going to make somebody feel comfortable. One of the things I used to do when I was selling, I used to do door to door. Yeah, it's brutal, but I made a killing. To make somebody comfortable, you got to give them their personal space. So I would knock on the door, doot, 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 and I'd step off the porch. So that way, they don't feel threatened, because you don't know who's on the other side of the door. It could be a little old lady. And then if you're average size dude, you're 5'9" and she's 4'11", 4'10", you're towering over her. You're scaring her. So if you back up and you give somebody their personal space, it helps them be more comfortable with you. Their conscious guard is lowering down. There's things that we got to do on a subconscious level to make people like us. Like we do it normally already, if you're one of these type of people. But if you don't, you have to like consciously do these things to win the people over, right? So if you got cultural influence, like you say, if you're from India, you're from Africa, you're from Asia, even New York, where it's crowded and you used to being up on people, when you come into like a Western society or somewhere like that, when you're speaking with people, give them 3 feet. Just imagine the 3-foot circle around the person so that they're more comfortable. And if you have a hard time judging distance, 3 feet is roughly where you got to lean into a handshake. All right. So the next way to have a lasting first impression is to have empathy and have an emotional connect with somebody, right? And a lot of ways that you can emotionally connect with somebody is through body language. I said something earlier about mirroring. If you notice somebody is standing a certain way, you stand similar to that person. Don't make it obvious, because then it's going to be a whole turnoff, right? Don't do it right away. So like if you're talking to somebody and they do like this and y'all just vibing and stuff, you know, take your other hand. Start sitting like this. Shake your head, yeah. Agreeable. Shaking your head, yeah. That's one small thing that you could do with your body language. Opens up big doors for you, right? Because once you get good with your body language, you can actually start training people to do stuff that you want them to do. Like I did this a lot in sales. Like if somebody was closed off, they're sitting there with the arms crossed, you know, I start cross, put my arms down, cross, put my arms down, cross, put my arms down. And eventually that person's going to put their arms down. And what that does is open up their body language so they're more receptive. Because anytime that we cross our legs or we cross our arms, we're closing ourselves off to receiving information, whether you know it or not. Look at yourself when you're bored in a meeting. You're extremely bored. What are you doing? Your legs are crossed, arms crossed. You're not paying attention. So if you want somebody to like really accept what you're saying, you got to open up their whole body language, right? You got to have wide open body language. You got to make yourself feel warm and inviting and open into it, right? So I said earlier, it's hard to come back from a bad first impression, right? It's very, very hard to come back from a bad first impression. But there's one way that you can, right? It's a thing called the recency effect. The recency effect is the last thing on the last note that you leave somebody, right? Like, so a lot of comedians like to leave their set with their best joke. Because it doesn't matter if they said a bunch of bullshit all the way up until the last joke. If the last joke was fucking hilarious, that's what the people gonna remember. It's called the recency effect. So if you notice that you done kicked off with a pretty shit introduction of yourself, you done fucked it up, you still can save it, but it's gonna be hard, man. One of the things that you could do is make somebody laugh. If you're a funny person, man, if you're naturally funny, you should be using that to your advantage. Because people that are naturally funny have a way. If you can make somebody laugh, you can lower their conscious guard. We have a conscious guard blocking the bullshit every day. Every day. If you can get past that conscious guard, you can get people to do stuff for you that you never thought of. But you have to be able to get past the conscious guard. One, making them laugh. You know what I'm saying? Two, body language. Open their body language up. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing a public speaking, tell them uncross their arms, uncross the legs, shake it out, get loose. You know what I'm saying? It does a lot, man. It's psychological, man. It's really psychological. You have to learn how to master your body language. I can't communicate or relay this effective or strongly enough to you. Like, it's crucial, right? So if you can save it by telling a joke, not no cheesy joke, just be authentic. If you're a funny person, make them laugh. You know? And that'll definitely lighten up the sour taste that you left in their mouth. But it's going to be hard, man. But that's it, man. That's those tips to making a lasting first impression. With that, we're going to jump over here. Thank you, XO, for joining. Thank you, Trelly. I appreciate that. CEO Kane. Halo. Hey, thank you. We do this shit live. Mute, 33rd, Blaine, King, R.A., Jack. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, this is a live stream dating show. Don't be afraid to tap in. Click that plus. Hey, click that link in the bio, in the chat there. What you do is you come on and ask a couple little questions and stuff. We're going to be going for about another 15 minutes. It's your time to shine, all right? We're going to be going for another 15 minutes. If you want to vibe out, kick it, chill, you know what I'm saying? Click that plus there. We got one more, I think I should do one more topic. Let me see what I got here. What I got in my arsenal here. Let's see. Did the first impressions. I don't do charisma. Let's do. Okay. This one's for the ones that's in a relationship. I know this is a dating show, but eventually you're gonna be in a relationship, right? Your spouse is your significant other is always mad at you because you suck at doing this. If you do this, I'm telling you, it'll change everything for you, right? So I'm gonna give you 10 ways to make your significant other, 10 ways you could treat them better. And I guarantee you this is gonna make them, like, if you're having problems with the person that you're with, do these 10 things, man. I'm telling you. First thing, you got to understand the love language. What is love language, right? So there's 5 things. Like, it's been determined that 5 things that people do are their love language. So you got words of affirmation. Do you like to pep talk people? Do you like to, hey man, it's gonna be all right. You know, you one of the most amazing people out here that I know. Speaking of, hey, I love y'all. Thank y'all for giving me your time. That really mean a lot to me. And I cover a lot of body language. If you want to hack the body language and everything, and how to learn how to communicate effectively, subscribe, man. Stick around. But you have to learn her love language. Is she or their love language? Words of affirmation is one. Pep talks, you know, like you're an amazing person. Like, are you good at that? Then you got acts of service. Do you like giving gifts? Do they like receiving gifts? You know, if you're a gift-giving person, you should be with somebody that like receiving gifts. Now, there's a difference between liking and receiving gifts than being a user, right? Don't be with no user. You can tell if somebody's a user. They only calling you when they need you. But if that person's calling, checking on you and stuff, and they don't never ask, you know, bless them. You know, if you like giving them a gift, bless them. You know. Next one is, like I said, receiving gifts. Like if you're a giving person, you need to be with somebody that likes receiving. Some people don't like receiving gifts. Some people are really uncomfortable with receiving gifts. So don't give no gift to somebody and they don't like it, right? Now, once you get in a relationship, fellas, that you shouldn't use that as an excuse. Get your girl a gift. Goddamn. Next is quality time. You know, do that person. Do you like spending all the time with a person? Because some people, they don't like it. Give me my space. You clingy. Get the fuck away from me. Nah. So here's how you can balance out, right? If you find out what somebody likes, and you're that person, don't tell them. Just show them. Plain and simple. And the last one is touch. Are you an affectionate person? If you don't like to be affectionate, get with somebody that don't like to be touched. Plain and simple. That'd be perfect. I mean, y'all have y'all space. Y'all can sit in separate chairs instead of love couch and shit. You feel me? Next is, you gotta learn how to talk, man. You gotta communicate. If something bothering you, tell it. We not around. People not mind readers. People get into the thing where they're like, man, I wish they knew I wanted a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. But you never said it. So if you didn't say it, how would they know? You have to learn how to communicate. If something that they did don't sit well with you, first off, don't address it in public. When y'all, like, if you out with your girl and you felt that she said something inappropriately, don't tell her there. Agree with her there. But when you get in the car, you be like, hey, you know what? That was kind of out of the line. You know, I don't like how that went down. You know, don't embarrass her. Don't pull out your phone and stuff. That's another thing, man. Why? What's with the pulling out the phone? You shouldn't be trying to record your significant other when y'all go into an argument. That's whack. That's whack. If you feel like you got to record the person that you with, you don't need to be with them. That's my humble opinion. If you feel like you got to pull out a phone, you got to do this to get a reaction out of them, you're like, hey, why you treat me bad? I got to have proof. You don't need to be with that person. Plain and simple, right? Plain and simple. You don't need to be with that person. So we cover, you got to understand their love language. We cover, you got to communicate effectively. Next, you got to appreciate. You got to show gratitude, right? If somebody goes out their way and does something for you, let them know. I tell my wife I appreciate her every chance I get. Because I do. You got to, because people, it means a lot to people. Think about it. They taking time out to do a service, an act of service for you. The least you could do is show appreciation for it. That's the least you could do. Man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And what you really could do to set it off is thank them publicly. Put them on a pedestal publicly. That'll go a really, really long way, right? So the first one was that's expressing gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Understanding the love language. Communication is key. Expressing appreciation. Quality time, right? Ladies, if a guy ain't making time for you, he don't fuck with you like that. Plain and serious. Plain and simple, right? We gonna make time for what we like. If a dude like you and he a busy guy, he'll clear his whole fucking schedule off for a woman he like. That's 100. But if a man hitting you with the excuses every time y'all pick up the phone, like, oh man, my bad, I was out washing my cat. You know, some stupid shit like that. He ain't fucking with you, sis. Don't move on. Don't even waste your energy. There's too many people out here in this world to be getting hung up on some bullshit, right? So, quality time, right? You got to spend quality time with the person. If you like them, spend some time with them and make some time. Make time and plan the time. Don't just make time and then you just sitting there playing the game, bro. Like Leo, I want to do something special for you. Come on, let's get dressed. I'm going to take you out to eat, or get dressed. I know you like art, so we're going to have to go to an art gallery. You know, that type of stuff. That's the type. If you do that for somebody that you really care for, man, you do these tips. I'm telling you, man. If you're in a hard place in that relationship, it's going to turn that relationship around, right? So we did understanding the love language. Communication is key. Expressing appreciation and gratitude. Spending quality time with each other. Next one is support their goals. Support them, man. Like, even if you know that they can't do it, still support them. Because you know what? They might do it. They might freaking do it. Like, if you see that your dude wants to start a business, help him, ladies. If you see that your girl want to go to school, or she want to better herself, or she want to start a boutique, help her. You know what I'm saying? Support. And a lot of stuff don't even take money. Your time, your input, your information, right? These things could change somebody's whole everything, right? I'm telling you, these are gems. Drop a like if you liking this stuff. If you're getting anything from it, right? If you learn anything, hit a like for me. It really helped me out. I really appreciate it too. Next one, being thoughtful, being affectionate, right? Fellas, like, I know this is a tough one. If you're not an affectionate person, if you really want to, like, really get her going, be affectionate in public with her. You know what I'm saying? Be affectionate in public with her. It'll change, bro. You getting something tonight. I'm telling you, man, you gonna get you something tonight. Especially if you do it in front of her friends, her female friends and family and stuff. Well, watch the family. You know what I'm saying? I hold off on family if you ain't been together for a long time. But if you doing that shit in front of her friends, man, you making her feel all loved on in front of her friends, I'm telling you, man. Same for you, ladies. Like, if you being thoughtful, your dude out with the fellas and stuff, you ain't trying to be all in his face. That go a long ways. First off, if your dude with his fellas, why is you even trying to be in their face? Nah, let him have his moment. You know what I'm saying? Or if you know he got fellas coming over for the game, like, hey, I made y'all some chicken. Y'all enjoy the game, and this a fucking peer. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be in their face. But he gonna be like, damn, man, I got a good one right there. You know, and all the dudes gonna be like, damn, man, your girl made that? Damn, she could cook, man. You lucky, bro. You need to treat her right. So, we did those. And then the last one, you gotta always work on yourself. You gotta always work on yourself. You gotta always continue to better yourself. Because if you're not bettering yourself, you're disservicing yourself, right? If you're not bettering yourself, if you're not trying to make yourself better every day, you're doing yourself a discourtesy. a disservice, right? So with that, let me recap. All right. So the 10 things is understanding their love language, communicating, expressing appreciation and gratitude, spending quality time together, supporting the goals and dreams, take initiative into, oh, I did miss that. Take initiative, right? Fellas, if you see your car dirty, take it to the car wash. Wash it for her. Because, I mean, who at the car wash anyway? When you were single, right? You had to make sure your whip was clean at all times. So you up at the car wash at all times. So you want your girl to go up there with all them dudes, bending over, vacuuming out the car, showing the cakes to other dudes with a better whip than you? Come on, man. Wash the car for her. You know what I'm saying? Take the trash out without her having to ask you. Ladies, wash his clothes. Fold the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga go to work and it's just smelling like fabric softener, he the man up in there. I'm telling you. Cook him a meal every now and then. You ain't got to cook every day. Cook a meal. Cook. You know what I'm saying? You do those things, it's going to open up. So we're going to recap again, man. My bad. I missed that one, right? Oh, man, I missed a few of them. All right, man, I'm tripping. All right. So, next one is we did the being thoughtful. Apologize, right? Apologize. Players fuck up too. You know, if you mess up, be 100. Just, my bad. You know, it's hard for when you stubborn. It's real hard when you stubborn to apologize. I ain't gonna hold you up. It's real hard, especially if you used to always being right. But when you wrong, and you know you're wrong. My bad. I was over the line. I shouldn't have did that. You know, like you do these 10 steps, right? And I'm gonna go through them again. I'm gonna go through these 10 steps again, right? You do these 10 steps. Understanding their love language, communicating effectively, expressing appreciation and gratitude, spending quality time together, supporting each other's goals and dreams and ambitions, taking initiative. You know what I'm saying? Like taking initiative. That one's huge, right? Being affectionate, like I said, you know, if you out and about and that person, you know, you're not an affectionate person, but you know that person that you with is an affectionate, then you start rubbing on them, holding their hands, it's going to go a long way, man. Apologize when you fuck up. And the last one, continuing to grow and work on yourself. If you do those 10 things, it'll turn any relationship you got around, all right? And I want to say thank y'all, and I love y'all for tuning in with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it really mean a lot that y'all took y'all time out to come kick it with me, you know? And we